Hi, here's my tag for the Create Exchange group on Facebook. My swap partner this month was Angel Chambers, and we were to make a floral tag. And we could interpret that any way we wished. And we made a tag that was approximately, well, this one is 8.5 by 11 3/4 maybe. I wanted to put a sturdy chipboard frame around it, and I had already cut the white tag, so that's why it got a little bigger than usual. And this was a floral theme, or my interpretation of the floral theme. I'm going to start at the top and work my way down, because if I don't, I'll forget things and then wished I had said something about them later. The top here has a self-adhesive brass eyelet. The ribbons and whatnot at the top is some sparkly white tulle, a Swiss dot flocked black tulle, and then tied around that in a bow is some crinkled seam binding. The tag itself was white chipboard, and then I took a layer of mulberry paper, white mulberry paper. I buy that on a roll, and I use that probably as the background on most of all my tags. And I crinkle that up and then glue and seal both the bottom and the top. I let that dry. I sprayed a gold shimmer and a pink shimmer from Limdy's Stamp Gang on top of that. I let that dry, and then after that I've started to spray 2 coats of Mod Podge matte sealer on there, because I find if I don't, then the modeling paste that I use picks up the color from the background, and I don't necessarily always want that to happen. And then I used the Prima Brick stencil, and I used modeling paste, and while that was still wet, I sprinkled some very fine Stardust Stickles glitter on top of that. When the bricks dried, I used a foam applicator, one of the Fantastics, S-T-I-X, and I believe it was Rusty Hinge, Tim Holtz stamp pad, and then colored the bricks, hopefully a more realistic color. And then I outlined them in a black charcoal pencil around some of the edges and smudged it, and then I gave it some little gesso wash at the very end. I stamped some Harlequin stamps to the background. I wanted to tie in some of the black. Up here in this corner under the ribbons, I'm doing this through an iPad, so it's kind of like difficult. There's a brass butterfly, and he has some bling, and there's some Wild Orchid Crafts rosebuds. Over here is another brass butterfly, and I just pinched it together to make it more like a side view, and that's sitting on one of the resin columns, and I forget whether that's Prima or Melissa Francis or something else. I wish I'd write this stuff down ahead of time, but if anybody cared to know, I'd be more than happy to message you. This is a Artie Cake charm, and I put one of the Tim Holtz crowns on top of him. He's got some bling around the top. I added to the charms here, I added these pearls from the Tim Holtz collection. And this is a Prima Vine. This is probably one of the first times I have ever not stuck a whole bunch of loose flowers on here. I actually just used the vine. I'm pretty proud of myself for that. And then I gessoed them a little bit and put some Stardust Stickles on some of the flowers. And then down here I used one of the resin bridges, and again a larger one of the brass butterflies, and some more of the rosebuds. So this is for Angel. I hope she likes it, and it's going out in the mail this afternoon. Bye, see you again.